Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to my speech today. I am really happy to be here. It's probably the largest event I've ever been participating in. So I don't see the presentation here. Okay. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm a product designer with over 8 years of experience in UX UI. I worked in marketing and advertising setting, but currently I've been very interested in XR, and that brought me to getting a master's degree in technology innovation and working on my thesis that was sponsored by Meta. I worked on an XR experience for the last year, and it's an augmented reality app that allows you to discover public art in the city of Bellevue. So together with the city of Bellevue, I worked on a XR app that you can see right here. I believe there should be a sound, and I don't hear it right now.
And rewarding engagement you will love. Access Bell Art by scanning the map located on kiosks near shuttle stops and coffee shops. The interactive map lets you easily access information about shops, events, and artworks. Explore and support your favorite artwork or artist. Let Bell Art guide you to the artwork's location. Feel free to explore and like other members' artworks you discover along the way. The art frame suggests the ideal angle for your photo. Then, as you raise your phone, prepare for a captivating AR experience to unfold. Additionally, by collecting and showcasing your artwork, you can earn more points through the likes it receives from others. The points you've accumulated are redeemable for shopping vouchers. The initial rollout of Bell Art will begin in the Spring District, with plans to expand across Bellevue soon after.
Thank you very much for watching. Fun fact about this app is that it was supposed to be designed for Meta's Quest 3, but when working with Meta, they asked us to make it accessible to as many people as possible, so we switched to a mobile platform. But in the future, we are planning to expand it and bring it to Meta platforms and Apple Vision Pro. But today I'm going to talk about how to start designing for VisionOS and how to make your experience as accessible to as many people as possible. As a UX designer, I kept asking myself, how do I start with designing for Spatial? How do I conceptualize wireframe prototype and actually turn my Apple VisionOS idea into reality? The key to this question lays in understanding the foundation principles of designing for this particular platform. How is it different designing for spatial devices or for Apple Vision Pro? From user interactive perspective, traditional devices rely on touchscreen, keyboards, and mice, and spatial devices leverage hand gestures, eye tracking, and voice commands. This means interactions are more natural and intuitive, allowing users to manipulate 3D objects and navigate virtual spaces as if they were part of a physical world. But when we talk about UI and UX perspective, from the UX perspective, the shift to spatial design requires considering the user's spatial environment. Unlike flat devices where the interface is confined to a screen, spatial devices allow interfaces to be placed in the real world around the user. This means designers must think in 3 dimensions, ensuring the virtual elements are positioned comfortable within the user's field of view. And UI elements like buttons, menus, and icons need to be reimagined to fit within 3D environments. This involves creating interfaces that can be viewed and interacted with from different angles and distances. For instance, a button in a spatial app might be a floating 3D object that users can press with a gesture rather than a flat element on the screen. There are 3 core elements of VisionOS design: windows, volumes, and spaces. In VisionOS, windows are foundational elements. You can create one or more windows in your app. They're built within Swift UI and contain traditional windows and controls. Volumes take a step further. They are 3D containers that hold and display more complex and interactive content. Unlike windows, volumes can have depth and contain objects you can interact with in 3 dimensions. Spaces are entirely virtual, augmented environments that surround the user, offering a completely immersive experience. Inside a full space, an app can use windows and volumes, creating an unbounded 3D content. So, what's a great VisionOS experience is like? Creating a standout experience for VisionOS requires a blend of intentional design elements, immersive elements, comfort, and delight. This key aspect ensures that users not only find the app functional, but also engaging and enjoyable. Let's delve into each of these components to understand how to contribute to an exceptional VisionOS experience. And first of all, we need to design with intention. Intentional design is about purposefully leveraging the unique features of VisionOS. It's about designing with a clear understanding of the platform capabilities and creating experiences that are specifically tailored for spatial computing. This means thinking beyond the flat screen and envisioning how directions and content can take full advantage of 3D environment. We also want VisionOS experiences to be immersive. And by immersive, I don't mean that they always should be fully immersive. Sometimes they can be in the pass-through mode. This mode allows interaction with real surrounding. Windows and 3D objects cast shadows and remember their positions, creating a seamless blend of virtual and real-world environments, which is unique to VisionOS. An immersive mode creates a 360 degrees artificial environment control with a digital crown, allowing users to adjust the mixture of immersive and pass-through experiences. In VisionOS 2, I believe that there will be an opportunity for developers to consider defining a custom immersive range. Next thing, comfort. Yep, I believe that making things comfortable means ensuring that your users can enjoy the experiences from the comfort of their bed. You should position content within the user's natural sight lines. Avoid requiring users to turn their heads or change positions excessively. Try to minimize physical movement. Design experiences that can be enjoyed without moving around too much. A great example is Superfruit Ninja. It uses geometric guide to keep layers within a designated play area. This makes sure that the users don't feel overwhelmed and they don't have motion sickness. They don't develop motion sickness. Avoid overwhelming, jarring, or fast motions. Be gentle with camera motion and maintain a stationary frame or reference to prevent motion sickness. And last but not least, the great VisionOS experience is delightful. And one of the recent examples of a delightful experience is a new mindfulness app that uses elegant motion, spatial audio, and vibrant visuals to gently guide the users' focus and gradually immerse them into the scene. Pay close attention to detail. Ensure that the quality of content is on the premium level for VisionOS. Make sure your app is personalized, allows personalization and customization, so users can experience making the experience unique to each of your users. And last but not least, innovate with interactions. Try to think of new ways that you can design a natural interaction for users that is only possible on VisionOS. Now let's talk about designing for everyone. When designing for VisionOS, we should really consider designing for people with all kinds of abilities, including people with possible vision issues, people with cognitive abilities, and people with hearing issues. When designing for VisionOS, consider using VoiceOver. VoiceOver is a built-in screen reader available on all Apple platforms, but as a designer, you really need to think how you can incorporate it in your app. and make sure that it's available and it's supported. Also make sure that your visual design responds to changes in dynamic type, especially at large sizes. For ensuring mobility, allow interaction with the UI without using hands. Support gestures like tap, scroll, long press, and drag. Alternative input methods include pointer control, and you can also, sorry about that. And last but not least, we also need to ensure that the app supports people with all cognitive abilities. So use guided access and use consistent UI frameworks, such as Swift UI. Swift UI provides familiar visual experience for all Apple platforms. So people will find your app very familiar and easy to interact with. Use quality captions. Use pop-up captions for a comfortable reading experience. Customize visual appearance of captions, text size, font, color, etc. From VisionOS 2, it will offer live captions, so users who are deaf or hard of hearing can follow along with spoken dialogue in live conversation and in audio from apps. And now, everything you need to know about designing great experiences for VisionOS. What you need to do is embrace spatial computing. Think about how your app can be different from what you designed for traditional interfaces like smartphones or laptops. Embrace the capabilities that are provided for you in spatial computing. Prioritize comfort. Make sure that your users can interact with the experience from the comfort of their bed, from their seat on the airplane. Don't make them move too much. Ensure accessibility. Make sure that everyone can use your experience. And offer flexibility in interaction methods to accommodate various disabilities. And it's very important to test. Test before launching, test multiple times in the iteration process, and make sure that people understand how to interact with your app. What you shouldn't do is don't overcomplicate UI. Use as little UI as possible. Use motion effects that can cause discomfort for motion sickness. The motion effects should be avoided when they're not necessary. You shouldn't neglect accessibility. It's very important to make sure that everyone can use the app, and you shouldn't ignore physical comfort, and don't assume that full immersion is always needed. VisionOS is different from Quest platforms, and it really prioritizes using windows and using shared spaces instead of full immersion. And now let's talk about practical tips and resources if you're just starting designing or you're thinking about starting designing for VisionOS. What you could use is a official VisionOS design kit to jumpstart your design process. From what I've seen so far, it's the best design kit. It's official. You can download it from Apple's website. And it already has all the components and templates that are familiar to users, but you can modify them for your experience. And you can also iterate and test it faster. Prototype early and often. Create iterative prototypes to visualize and test your designs. You can also use Reality Composer, build and test AR experiences directly within Apple's ecosystem. And other tools that I found very helpful for prototyping is Protopie and Principle for advanced interactions and animations. And that's all for my presentation today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This is my LinkedIn, and I would be happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you very much.